I'm Nikki Haverstock. I'm a self-published author, self-published cozy mystery author, and today I'm going to talk about my average writing schedule. So I think I have another one of these videos up, but my schedule's changed a little bit. I have a feeling that when I first posted, it was very nebulous and like, this is how I like to do it. And now we have a pretty set schedule. So I usually wake up, my husband or I will kind of wake up early and kind of nothing happens. The big thing that happens is when our toddler wakes up, we go and we cuddle with him and we give him kisses and we have morning prayer and we kind of hang out as long as he wants to. I had read somewhere that the 5 minutes after your child wakes up and before they go to bed is one of the most important. Don't know if it's true or not, but we got in the habit of cuddling when he first wakes up, and it's something that our entire family enjoys. And then we get up, take him to the potty, we feed our dogs, and then we my husband and I, either before that, depending on whether we all got up at the same time, one of us got up early, whatever, we'll sit down and talk about the day. So what are the plans for the day? Right now, because we're in a pandemic, we don't have a lot of plans. My husband goes to a socially distanced Bible study with like 2 other guys at our church like once a week, and that's the closest we have. Also, my son has like speech therapy or something like that, like 1 day a week for a half hour. So that's kind of it. So in general, Monday through Saturday, we have kind of the same schedule. I have horses, so after that, depending on how hot it is, if it's a hot day, we get out there earlier. If it's cold, we might wait a little bit. But I go out and I feed the horses with my husband and the baby. I feed the horses, they walk, and then we do a family walk, somewhere between a half an hour and an hour on the long side. And we walk, and during this time, my husband and I will discuss a lot of times my book. It could be a series I have in the future. It could be this book I'm working on right now. It could be a productivity thing I'm working on. It could be a business decision. But we spend a lot of that time because I am someone who needs to think inside my head, but I also need to get it out of my head in order to process it. Like I have to do both halves, and I didn't realize that till recently, that I have to do both parts. This is a really important part of our walk. And so I treat my husband very much like a business partner, even though he doesn't do any writing, but you know, he's a smart guy. He was a business guy for 20 years and stuff. So this is a really valuable part. And this is part of my workday. This is an important part of my workday. And when I fell out of the habit of doing this, it really did affect my writing. So that's kind of the first part of the day. And then when we come back, I will come upstairs and I will work between 1 and possibly 3 hours. That's a little long. I would say in general, it's more like 1 to 3 hours. And I'll do what I call the admin work. In self-publishing, admin tends to be a kind of a shorthand term. I don't know if everyone does it, but in my circles, we all say admin, which is anything that's not writing. Not writing, not editing, not plotting, is admin, administrative work. This can be checking ads, checking email, signing up for promotions, doing the books. I always, first thing, I already have it laying out here. I have my 1 line a day, 5-year memory book, which is like a very short-term journal. I started doing it in 2018, and so I do that. And then I have my calendar right here. I have a 1 month, it's a 1 month view. Boom! I believe it's 5 years, 3 years. I like to see a month at a time because it helps to keep me grounded in, 5 years. It keeps me grounded in what have I already accomplished this month? What do I need to accomplish still? How many days are left? And since that's everyone has a different frame of reference that is useful to them. I tend to do yearly, quarterly goals, monthly goals, and then I kind of, I don't necessarily, I'll do weekly goals, but having the month view at all times helps me, put the little fire underneath me. If I missed 3 days last week, there's 10 days left. My goal was 20,000. I'm at 7. Whatever it is, it tends to put a little fire. So I like to look at that. I keep Post-its over here that are kind of like ongoing projects. Check, the social media, which I'm down to almost nothing anymore. And then usually there's something that popped up. I want to check my ad. I want to check my rankings to see if my ad's actually working. So your rankings tell you kind of how many people have bought or borrowed your book on Amazon. And you can track from ads a lot of times how many clicks you get, but you can't often see who has borrowed a book or bought a book, or you can't really, I mean, you can guess a little bit, But watching rankings is and then checking out how many sales and kind of stuff like that. You just kind of keep an eye on the business. You might check some promos, read over your emails and that kind of stuff. So that is my morning work. I try to be done with that by 9, 10 at the latest, and then I go watch our toddler so my husband can go work out for a couple hours. It's really important. It's what keeps him sane. He says that when I'm a big rich author, he's got to be good looking, so I don't trade him in for a pool boy. I would never. What a mess. But it's what keeps him sane. And so keeping our whole family running is a really important thing. And since he watches the toddler all the time, when I'm working, it's a fair trade-off. It's kept him really healthy. Plus, we want to keep him around forever, so we need to get his heart in good shape. So he does that. He comes back. We have lunch, and we kind of also discuss again. We do a lot of communicating in this house, which is great for me because I love communicating, and a little less exciting for my husband because he barely talks. But about the plans for the rest of the day. Hey, we get water, we haul water for the horses. So he just goes into town, it's a couple miles, there's a place you can pay like 75 cents and you get like 100 gallons. And then, that kind of thing. So anyway, we kind of check in, is there anything else? And then if there isn't, I come upstairs and I start my writing. Now I do not write those I am not someone who can sit and just type. I'm reading over my outline. Sometimes I'm watching inspirational videos, checking AuthorTube. But in general, some days I am writing that whole time, and it can be 100 words for every 30 minutes. Sometimes I'm on a roll and I'll do 2,000. It just depends on where I am in the book, how excited I am, how clearly I see that, how clearly I understand where I'm going and all that. And then I finish almost at 5 o'clock on the dot. I try not to go over so that we can have family time in the evening. And by then my toddler is getting all wound up. He's getting a little bit more difficult. My husband's getting tired because, a toddler is a tough age to, do this. We can't do anything. We can't take him to the park. All the parks in our town are closed. We can't do any of that. And then if we have events in the afternoon, sometimes I'll push it back. But I usually try to leave at least a couple hours for writing. And that's my day. I try to end the day on my book with something to think about. I'm a thinking writer. Not everybody needs this, but for me, and I think for a lot of people, I kind of end with a question. How do I think this next scene goes? This scene is not exciting me. Can I add something new to it that would excite me more? Who is this person I just met? And does she fit in somewhere else? Because a lot of times I just feel like by instinct, like, I think this person's important somehow. Let me think on that. Let me see. And so then I go downstairs and we have dinner and we get ready for bed and we do all that. We go to bed and repeat the whole process. And that is a day in my life. I do that 6 days a week. I take the Sabbath off. I try to get just a good rest day. We call it family day. We do all the important family stuff. And otherwise, that is my life. I try to get about 6 hours a day of work in 6 days a week. So there you go. Okay. How does your day look? And let me know in the comments. Bye.